Hello everybody and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program with me, the High Hobo, and today we are going to be going to Eve, come hell or high water. I tried this 3 times yesterday. In fact, let's get into the VAB and just do some fine tuning because I'll explain what happened there. But yeah, we tried this 3 times yesterday and each of them was a failure. And that's why the episodes didn't go up. This spoiler alert: if you're watching this, we are successful. So we went with the Mark 9, the miniature Eve Explorer Mark 9. Very little miniature about it, and everything was going swimmingly until this stage here with this nuclear engine, which I put back on. And what happens is, we decouple this stage, and then we go to the map and circle from either a periapsis to an apoapsis or vice versa, come back, and that snaps off. So I have no faith in it. It's gone. I tried that 3 times, and 3 times it fucked me over. So I'm not interested. No sale. Is that the smallest one? 50. That looks mighty big for a little engine. I suppose it's when you look at it like that. So yeah, both of these are going to go missing. Oh, shit. Other modifications that have been made, apart from losing support struts, the landing legs have come off because we're not going to be landing like that. That actually was more of a force of habit, more than anything else, putting those on. So they've gone. So we are going to land as a capsule. The staging has changed a little bit. These are now facing the right way and are lowered down, so when they detach, they'll actually detach properly. And there's only 2 of them now instead of 18 or however many I put on in the first place. More than enough. So initially we are going to suffer some frame lag. So this is now going to be the Mark 10. We'll clear the launch pad and get ready to head out. Anytime now. So yeah, we are going to suffer frame rate issues for quite a long time. So I'm going to go ahead and apologise for that in advance. I am aware of it. I think the computer needs a bit of a clean out. Now this looks mighty high off the ground, so that makes me wonder. But wondering never did anything. Amning is our Kerbal Naut, so we're going to launch it in 5. Oh, sorry, I'm not doing it. I can't do any dedications on these launches today because I've left my notepad with everybody's names at work, and I'm on quarantine at the moment, so I am sorry about that. So I'll just blanket this launch to every subscriber, all 208 or 9 of you at this point. So thank you to all of you guys for your continued support. So in 5, 4, 3, ignition, and lift off. It was behaving a little bit better than it did yesterday, believe it or not. This is actually looking reasonably good. Not the rocket, the actual game itself. We're probably getting 2 frames, maybe 3 frames a second there. Yesterday we were down to maybe 2 per 3 seconds. 2 per 3 seconds or something like that. So that's the solid stage away. So what we're going to do is go in a vertical line now with these solid rockets. They're going to take us up to about the 200,000 meter mark. Then we're going to jettison them, and that's going to cause some more frame issues. And it's going to put us onto this stage here, which is still going to mean that we're going to be incredibly heavy. and it's going to take a lot of time to roll over onto our orbit, onto our plane of orbit. So you'll just have to bear with me with that one. The other thing as well is, as this starts to get out the atmosphere, it starts to twist and torque. I'm not sure why, but the other thing I tried doing yesterday, I did 3 different launches. I did the first one at full power all the time and just powered my way out the atmosphere. I did the second one keeping it around about the 300 metre mark and slowly throttling back, going no lower than 75%, and the same again, going no lower than 50%. And it seems that just powering straight out and keeping everything at 100% and gaining as much momentum as fast as you can with your first stage seems to give the best results. However, I then fucked up my timing with the actual orbital flight pattern, so I started it too late, so we bled off quite a lot of height before we gained the necessary speed. So at the moment, that's growing quite well. But it doesn't really matter how high that is. Oh, here we go. So it's, there we go. We're starting to thin out and it's starting to torque round now. I don't know why, it's fine all the way through the atmosphere, and even when you pull the throttle back, it's still trying to torque and steer all over the place. Oh, so this is it. This is our last bit of fuel here. And these separatrons here are going to cause the game to just freeze up for a second and flip out. So 3, 2, 1. Not quite sure why it does that. We are going to come and try and turn straight onto our side, down this 90-degree mark. Excuse me. Just a little bit more. Okay, we'll start slowing that down now, because that's going to get out of control quite quickly. I did as much as I could for the SAS there. So we have got 256,000 metres. So we'll start our burn at about 200,000 metres to get into our parking orbit around Kerbal, aiming straight at that rocket. That better disappear by the time we're ready to burn. We need to change a little bit. I think this is the line we need to take here. Ah, yeah, so we're going to miss that. Not by much, though. Well, you fatty, settle down. So give it about another 30,000 metres there. About 15. So it's almost a countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Off we go. And that's opening up beautifully. Excellent. I'm just going to try and steer this round so that we've got the whoa, 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 whoa. Excuse me, I've got quite a tickly cough today. I'm going to try and lean out the microphone as much as I can to do that, and I'll spend a bit of time editing it too. But I do apologise. Okay, we'll just kill that for a second. We'll get a bit higher and get up to the apoapsis, and then start that burn again. We just need to dig our nose in a touch. Just about that, and then the as we rise, that'll compensate. And we will give it another go. Just wandering slightly off there. Oh. That's it. Absolutely pinpoint. Okay, so first of all, just want to make sure that we can get into an orbit. In fact, actually, I'm going to just wait until this becomes a bit more efficient of a burn. We'll just get about here. Well, again. Whoa, 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 shit. So we've shot slightly past it and completely negated the point of waiting to get to the apoapsis there. But nonetheless, we're up. So we want this to get to about 200,000. That'll do. So 300 by 200, or yeah, 300 by 220. Okie dokie. That's the first bit done. Next bit to look at. So it seems to be a scratch on my screen. It's quite annoying. Oh no, it's a glitch. It's a rip in space. I thought that was a scratch then. Right, if we launch now, we are going to be chasing Eve forever, but we're going to be waiting a year and a day for it to come back round. This is really where you want Eve to be when you set off. But hopefully, if we've got enough fuel, then we should be able to make some alterations on a larger scale to try and speed things up. So the next thing we need to do is achieve an orbit with the sun. So what we're going to do is come round and get to just past the apoapsis here, and we're going to burn again to escape Kerbin's influence. So, as a guess, we are going to need to be looking retro burning in this thing isn't really an option either, so at every point I need to make decisions, which I think would be about there. I need to make decisions which are going to see me having to do a prograde burn all the time. So where are we? That's full. That's got 16 litres left in it. Now, just as a bit of an update as well, last time I did this on one of the failed missions, by the time we got to this point and we were about to start the orbit, we were about halfway through these penultimate tanks. So this flight thus far has been a lot more efficient, which is good. So just spin once round. Let's say keep Kerbin between. We want to keep Kerbin between us and the sun. That's what we want to do. But we want to try and keep as straight a line as we can so we can see. About there. Now, the reason that I go with such a burn is because by the time we actually escape, we'll be about here and at its most efficient point. That's the plan. But that said, actually, somebody told me to go at sunrise, and I was trying to make out what they mean. I think what they mean is if we do it as the sun's coming up over Kerbin here, we're going to go off in sort of this direction, over towards Bop, which would put us on a... retrograde orbit and allow us to catch Eve much quicker. I'm going to give that a whack. I'm sorry I can't remember your name, whoever suggested it, but pop down in the comments, it was me, and I will thank you personally. So let's go back to this. Oh, we may as well take that off. It's brightening up. It's brightening up. We should start to see the atmosphere crest the edge of the planet. It looks like we might just roll into it by accident. I don't think I could have been any more wrong about it brightening up. I think it is just that Milky Way, I guess, is just that bright. Here we go. So I guess we'll wait for just the tip of... I think it's called Kerbal. Kerbol. The son of Kerbin. I think I read that somewhere. And there we go. So let's try our escape. So that's growing nicely. That's growing very nicely. Get ready to cut the engines at this. Excellent. And that looks like it is going to fling us in the exact way we were planning. Something may have worked for once. And also, I still haven't jettisoned this stage. We are down to our last tanks, but we have never got this far still on that stage. So let's, without further ado, let's get out of this place. And ready? Come on, change course, change course. So, curb and escape. Alright, so we didn't quite make it with that one. There we go. So this is our new track now. So we need to get up to the periapsis there. So we want to be sort of facing, I guess if we flip to 30 degrees skyward, then that would put us in a good position by the time we get around to the periapsis to start a retro burn and start bringing us down into... So that's the next thing we need to do now, is to get down to Eve's sort of height. We're not worried about being exactly there because we've got another stage or two to go. So we're looking at being about here would be my guess. No, that's not where I told you to be. Very, very slow. There we go. So let's get to our periapsis. Oh no. No, we're still going the wrong way. That's a shame. So what we'll have to do then is do a complete flyby. Oh no, we're going to have to drop that down a bit so that we don't get tangled back up in Kerbin's influence, which means we're going to have to make another adjustment at this point. Oh, excuse me. I don't think I'm done with that either. I must sound like the most sickly person ever right now. I honestly feel fine. As I say, I am off work, but not with a cold or flu or anything. It's something much more contagious. But to find out, you'll need to watch the Tech It series, because I go ahead and whine about it a lot in there. Why are you talking? Why are you twisting and talking and doing all sorts of stuff shit that you shouldn't be doing? I can't remember whether or not I needed to be this side of the horizon, the ground side or the sky side of the horizon on this. So we'll just nip forwards a little bit more. Oh no, looks like we're going to be okay, but more by luck than judgment. Okay, so that should be enough to keep us out of Kerbin's influence now. Let's turn that off for a minute. Yeah, the ship isn't under acceleration anymore. So, here is the plan. I have been told that, as I said before, Kerbin wants to be about 53... Sorry, Eve wants to be about 53 degrees off your target when you aim at it. And this is one of the things which has really slowed us down up until now. We've still got loads of fuel left. This is brilliant. One of the things that slowed us down is trying to get this interception with Eve right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for it to gather up just behind us. And then I'm going to start a retro burn and see if we can sort of drop onto it. In fact, actually, because of how many times I've done this, I am going to do something which is maybe not that ethical. But I might have to, because I'm now getting sick and tired of having to relaunch and relaunch and relaunch this mission. 4 times is enough in my book. And I want to get on to something else. It doesn't mean I'll be done with Kerbal Space Program, it just means I'll be done with going to Eve. Okay, so not a lot more now. In fact, actually, that will do it. So let's get... I'm going to try a 3:15 burn. I'm going to try and get my axis plane changed at the same time as I get our altitude changed. I've not quite worked out which way round you need to go about it, but if nothing else, it'll be an experience to learn. That's the wrong way. So we'll go south. Where are you going? so we'll try the 225 mark. That seems to be working quite nicely. Don't think we're going to have much longer left on this tank. No, we don't. So, how's that affected our plane, though? That's actually not done a bad job of bringing it in. So, we'll say goodbye to this one with the frame lag. Let's just drop the engines. Bang, and thus leaving us with this. So, let's go back onto the burn again. Now, okay, we're forgetting the objective. So, for the time being, let's just work on getting our altitude down, so our orbits, an orbital height sort of start to marry. So I think it's about 9.6, yeah. Between 9.4 and 9.6 we want to start aiming at. Okay. So that just puts us slightly inside there. So let's tell you what I want to do actually now is I want to do this trick. That is, I'm going to go ahead and start facing south, I think. No, I'm going to face north. South, north. Yeah, I am going south, aren't I? So we did do that. Then we're just going to speed up a little bit, and we're going to keep us and the sun like that, and we're going to wait for Eve's orbital path to meet ours. Which would be about there. And we'll just finish this burn off. So that's now dropping our orbit and Eve's orbit onto the same plane. Slowly but surely. I think that would be about right. Yeah, maybe overcooked it a touch, but yeah, it's going to be near as near as damn it. We can always reset it again. And then what we're going to do is we're going to get here and we're going to try and slow down so much that we clip it. And so that's our pro grade. We don't want to be doing that. This is what we want right here. Hopefully we should get an interception in not too distant future. Now I should clarify, going back to that save state that I added to this, that isn't in case I make a mistake, that's in case the game decides it wants to fuck me again by disconnecting one of the engines. If it does that, then I can reload. If I faceplant onto Eve, then that's my fault and that's a restart the mission job. Okay, so we're just about to get sucked into a similar sort of line. Are we looking for fuel? 2 tanks. Cool, alright. I'm happy with that. Come on, give me that interception. Really? You're not going to give me anything? Wow, okay. Maybe not quite as close as I thought then. Let's see what happens next. Are we escaping from Eve? We are, aren't we? Right, okay. So let's just go slightly outside of Eve then. And go back the way that we've just come. Okay, so I'll try that one. And we'll spin right the way round. And then do the same again to this side. So flip right the way round. Okay, I don't want to go much more than that. I do want to fix this orbit a little bit as well. So again, I'm going to take a punt on saying north this time. Oh no, we'll go south as that's the quickest one. That's what I'm going to take a punt on. That's what I base all my scientific decisions on. Which one's closest? Oh shit. Is that me or... I thought the engine had snapped off again. Yeah, I don't think we're going to get much closer than that. So let's just fast forward a moment to see what happens next. So it does seem to very slowly be catching up with us. But still no influence being taken on the craft yet. So this is where we're going to sort of match speeds a little bit. So we're going 10.8, 10.8, yeah. So there's just maybe a couple of 100 meters difference, which in a world where we're probably a good few millimeters ahead, above it, a couple of 100 meters is going to take a very long time to fulfill. Hopefully, though, it can make some ground up on this bit where we're travelling. It's going faster on a shorter route than us. And at no point, I don't think we should ever be going faster or inside of Eve. There's all our crap. Definitely catching up. It's definitely doing it. At the moment, I don't think we'd be able to see it. I think it'd still be too far away. We could certainly have a look, though. So... I mean, there's some bright planets here. But they could just be stars. Like I said, it's very, very difficult to see them until you are under their influence heavily. So let's just carry on. Let's just see if it's still creeping up on us. This has got to change soon. We are so close. Are we seriously too far away at that? So we need to speed up a touch. So we need to drop that so it's just inside of that line. So we'll do that at this point. So we're going to slow down to speed up. But we'll try that, and when we get there, we'll drop this one a little bit as well. Come back, Eve. Come back. Silly bloody planet. Okay, we'll do the same this side. But in an opposite-y direction. There we go, we have it. So there we go, we're just going to fly just on the inside of it here. As all our crap comes scooting by also. Okay, so what I'm going to do at this point is, because I have a tendency to rush these things, I am going to cut away, and we're going to be back very shortly when I have at least got us out of the sun's orbit, and we're into the orbit here to save me panic rushing. So I will be back in your time right now. Okay, so at the apoapsis there, what happened was we pretty much hit about 40 meters a second. Now we are slowly starting to gain our speed again, but at the moment I can't really look on there to see if this is going to slingshot us round or all. I know Eve has a hell of an atmosphere, but it's just seems like it and with it not having a periapsis as well, that's what's confusing me. I don't know whether this is a little bit glitched here, so we're going to have to... This is going to take a while. I will bring you in for the landing and this bit now. We are going to aim for the land as well, not the water, as best we can. However, just making it down at this moment in time is priority number uno. So I'm going to lower, just in case, I'm going to lower the periapsis. Not that way. Or is it that way? Has that got an X in it? Still a wee bit heavy. I actually thought for a moment there I was in. I was being pulled in by Gilly. I guess that makes sense. Yeah, that's pulling that down. So even if we are being caught caught and flung back round. We won't have to wait too long to come back round again. But like I say, I don't think we are. I think this is just a loop that should have not been completed. But also, we need to look at getting rid of this stage as well. And you know me, I hate throwing fuel away. In fact, that's a good idea. That's what we could do. Is we could send this stage off. Why aren't you separating? We could send that stage off first, and there it is. In all her glory. See about some moons. But actually, I think that's a screenshot. And we could watch what that engine part does, is what I'm thinking now. Let's get some displays back. Let's fly by the seat of our pants. Let's try and put a bit of distance between us and that stage, if we can. But I mean, yeah, I mean that's plonked halfway through the goddamn planet. There's no way that should be completed. See, that's better. Now I know what we're dealing with. I'm happy now. Okay, excellent. So our engine parts go in. It's travelling nearly 500 metres faster than we are. We are going to be landing on the dark side of the planet there, but also we are aiming at the world's smallest continent, which I think we're almost going to be aiming over here. I don't think we'll make that. Let's give you a 270 burn line and try and aim over here a bit. All of a sudden wishing I hadn't jettisoned that other fuel, because I don't know if we're going to have enough kick to quite sort this out. I'd like to see the yellow tracker come in front of me here as well, which I know won't happen because we're falling a lot faster than we're travelling forwards, but so it seems like if I aim for here, then this should be about our splashdown point. There you go, it's just starting to creep on now. Oops. So that should hopefully as well bring us in for a straighter line, and then we'll just aim for big. Aim small, miss small. So that now we're not coming down over any water at all. Though I suppose landing by the coast and seeing what the effects are So that looks like by the time it drags back, we'll probably land just in this sort of peninsula around here. But what we can do now is come to this stage and jettison that. As we come down towards Eve. The beautiful purple planet. I used to have a car this colour. It looks like we're not going to be a million miles away from... Oh, shit, the coast. Don't. It looks like we're going to be a million miles away from the coast. Okay, the other thing as well, this atmosphere is so thick. And look at the G-forces shooting through the roof now. We've got... in fact, actually, without that shoot, I think you fall at about 200 metres in a complete free flight. So, I mean, we should be coming down like a feather with this chute open. So this is about your natural rate of descent. So we'll just have a little bit. Oh, okay. Using physics warps can affect structural stability of vessels. Be careful when using this on large ship. Okay. Yeah, only one is really just skipped forwards, so we come down to the last sort of 1,000, and then we will watch Amning splash down. Nowhere near the ocean. Looks quite cool. It looks like a Dalek with these structural supports on it. If you don't know what a Dalek is, look up Doctor Who. Don't EVA now, Jesus. So it's about 60 metres a second, still under the drag chute and not an actual proper parachute. Three meters a second. Wow, and I think we're just in time for the sunrise as well. I mean, that's right there. That's another screenshot. Beautiful. So we're coming into the last 1,000 meters now. Or nearly into the last 1,000 meters. That's it, the surface has started to become a bit textured with the craters and stuff like that. Now, I would bet that the jetpacks won't work on this planet because I dare say that its specific gravity is going to be way too high. Which is a shame. Here we go. Boom! Down you go. Armning, welcome. And he's gone purple. And the instruments inside are purple. Turn to open. And, right. This is now going to be your home for the rest of your life, Arming. Whoops, that's not the one I wanted. I have to do an EVA. And let go. What button is it for? To turn his... Oops. Which button was it to turn your jetpacks on? Settings. Ah, damn it. So yeah, we are a long way away from the ocean. Trying to get there, we'll just drag this out. Oh, a lot of gravity. Huge gravity. Look at that. Ooh. Oh, there we go. Oh, R's the button. Get some lights on. No, they're not going to do anything at all. Which buttons to make him? So they just automatically come on whenever he does something. Cool. Okie doke. And it was that Armning was left. Day after day after day with his Dalek lover. So, there you go. Eve. I guess that must be north. Welcome to Eve. So, thank you very much for joining me. We are going to continue conquering the planets. So pop in the suggestions if there's a planet you want me to go to. Defaultly at the moment, I think we're going to go to the next nearest planet, which I think is Duno after this. But if you've seen somebody go to Duno and you want to see somebody go somewhere else, I'm not particularly interested in going to the sun. If enough people go, oh, I really want you to go to the sun, then I will go to the sun. But I'd prefer to stay with planets and moons for the time being. We've done Minmus, we've done the Mun, so those two are pretty passé. So yeah, pop in the comments where you'd like to see me go next. I'd like to thank you very much for joining me. It has been something of an epic adventure. Possibly a little bit more tedious than it needed to be, but everything should start speeding up now. I've learned a bit. We've got a good quality working rocket there that we were jettisoning tanks of fuel off, so interplanetary travel shouldn't be too much more effort after this. I slightly understand more what I'm doing now. I haven't completely grasped it, but I've got a better quality of understanding. So yeah, don't forget to rate, comment and subscribe. My name's Knee High Hobo, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.